My beloved child, before you continue reading, I want you to understand something that is more important than anything else you will hear today. You are not here by accident. You did not stumble into this moment by chance. You may think you clicked on this message because you were curious, because you were searching for encouragement, or because you simply happened to see it at the right time. But there is a deeper reason I have been drawing you here. I have been calling your heart in ways you may not have recognized. Long before you arrived at this moment, I knew you would be here. Long before you read these words, I knew exactly what your heart would need to hear. My child, I know you. I know the burdens you have been carrying. I know the worries that follow you throughout the day and linger beside you at night. I know the thoughts you never speak aloud because you fear no one would understand them. I know the tears you have hidden. I know the disappointments you try to move past. I know the exhaustion that settles deep within your soul after trying so hard for so long. There have been moments when you smiled in front of others while carrying pain that no one could see. There have been days when you kept going, not because you felt strong, but because you believed you had no other choice. You have encouraged others while secretly wishing someone would encourage you. You have comforted people while carrying wounds of your own. You have stood firm for everyone else while feeling like you were falling apart inside. And through every one of those moments, I was there. I was there when you felt invisible. I was there when you felt forgotten. I was there when your prayers seemed unanswered. I was there when the silence felt overwhelming. I was there when fear whispered that nothing would ever change. My child, listen carefully. Just because you could not see me working does not mean I was absent. Just because you did not understand what was happening does not mean I had abandoned you. There are things I have been doing behind the scenes that you cannot yet see. There are battles I have protected you from without your knowledge. There are doors I have closed because they would have led to pain. There are delays that have frustrated you, but were actually preparing you for something greater. I know that waiting has been difficult. I know there have been times when you prayed and expected an answer immediately. You asked for direction, but the path remained unclear. You asked for relief, but the burden seemed to remain. You asked for change, but your circumstances appeared unchanged. In those moments, it was easy to believe that nothing was happening, but something was happening. Roots were growing beneath the surface. Just because you could not see the growth did not mean there was no growth. Just because you could not see movement did not mean I was not moving. My child, some of the greatest miracles begin in places where human eyes cannot see. Seeds grow underground before they ever break through the surface. Dawn begins long before the first ray of sunlight appears. Preparation often happens in silence. You have been living through a season of preparation. I know it has not always felt that way. Sometimes it felt like disappointment. Sometimes it felt like confusion. Sometimes it felt like loneliness. But I have been using every moment. Nothing has been wasted. Not your tears, not your waiting, not your setbacks, not your struggles. Even the things you wish had never happened have become part of a greater story that I am still writing. There are lessons you have learned that could not have been learned any other way. There is strength inside you now that did not exist before. There is wisdom growing within you that was formed through experience. There is compassion in your heart because you understand what it feels like to hurt. My child, I need you to stop measuring your life only by what you can see. You often look at what has not happened yet. You focus on what is missing. You compare your journey to someone else's. You wonder why their doors opened while yours remained closed. You wonder why their prayers seem to be answered faster. You wonder why their lives appear easier. But you are comparing stories that were never meant to be identical. I am leading each of my children differently. What I am building in your life is unique. What I am preparing for you requires a specific journey. Trust me enough to believe that I know what I am doing. Trust me enough to believe that my timing is wiser than yours. Trust me enough to believe that the story is not finished. My beloved child, there is something else I want you to understand. Your worth has never been determined by your achievements. Your value has never depended on your success. Your identity has never been based on the opinions of others. Yet so many times you have allowed the world to convince you otherwise. You have measured yourself by accomplishments. You have compared yourself to people around you. You have questioned your value when things did not work out. You have wondered if you were enough. You have wondered if you mattered. You have wondered if you were somehow falling behind. But listen to me carefully. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not disqualified. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are not beyond restoration. When I look at you, I do not see the mistakes that keep replaying in your mind. I do not see only the failures that you cannot seem to forget. I do not see the labels others placed upon you. I see someone deeply loved. I see someone created with purpose. I see someone carrying gifts they have not fully discovered yet. I see someone whose story is far from over. I see someone who has survived storms they never thought they could survive. I see someone stronger than they realize. I see someone who keeps getting up even after being knocked down. And I am proud of you. You may not hear those words often enough, so hear them now. I am proud of you. I am proud of every step you took when it would have been easier to quit. I am proud of every prayer you prayed, even when doubt was present. I am proud of every act of kindness you showed while carrying your own pain. I am proud of the faith you held on to during difficult seasons. My child, the fact that you are still here proves that I have been sustaining you. There were moments you thought you would never recover from. Moments that felt too painful. Moments that felt too heavy. Moments that made you question everything. Yet here you are. You are still standing. You are still breathing. You are still moving forward. Not because you carried yourself, but because I carried you. Even when you did not realize it. Even when you felt alone. Even when you questioned my presence. My hand remained upon your life. And now, I am asking you to trust me with what comes next. Because what comes next is greater than you imagine. The chapter you are living in today is not the end of your story. It is only the beginning of something new. And what I am about to do in your life will remind you that I have been with you all along. Type Amen if you receive this message, and prepare your heart, because what I want to tell you next may change the way you see your entire journey. My beloved child, now that you understand that I have never left your side, I want to speak to the places in your heart that have grown weary from carrying too much for too long. There are burdens you were never meant to carry alone. There are worries that have occupied your thoughts day after day, stealing your peace and draining your strength. You have tried to solve every problem by yourself. You have tried to predict every outcome, prepare for every possibility, and protect yourself from every disappointment. But in doing so, you have become exhausted. I never asked you to carry the weight of the future on your shoulders. I never asked you to control every detail of your life. I never asked you to have all the answers. I asked you to trust me. Trust does not mean you understand everything. Trust means believing that I am working even when you cannot see the evidence. Trust means continuing to move forward, even when the path ahead seems unclear. Trust means placing your fears into my hands and believing that I am greater than every challenge you face. I know fear has been speaking loudly lately. Fear has told you that things will never improve. Fear has whispered that you are running out of time. Fear has convinced you to focus on everything that could go wrong. Fear has tried to make you believe that your future is uncertain and unstable. But fear does not know what I know. Fear cannot see what I have already prepared. Fear cannot see the blessings that are approaching. Fear cannot see the doors I am arranging to open. Fear cannot see the people I am positioning in your path. Fear cannot see the healing that is already beginning within you. That is why you must not allow fear to become the narrator of your story. My child, there is a difference between what fear predicts and what I promise. Fear predicts failure. I promise strength. Fear predicts loneliness. I promise my presence. Fear predicts defeat. I promise victory through perseverance. Fear predicts darkness. I promise light. Fear predicts uncertainty. I promise guidance. When you listen to fear long enough, it begins to sound like truth. But fear is a poor teacher and an even worse guide. My voice is the voice you need to follow. My voice brings peace where anxiety has been living. My voice brings clarity where confusion has been growing. My voice brings hope where discouragement has tried to settle. I know there have been nights when your thoughts would not slow down. You lay awake thinking about problems you could not solve. You replayed conversations. You worried about tomorrow. You questioned whether things would ever change. My child, I was there during those nights. I heard every silent prayer. I saw every tear. I felt every burden. And I want you to know something important. You do not have to fight every battle in your mind. Some battles are won by surrendering them to me. You have spent too much energy worrying about outcomes that have not even happened. You have imagined worst-case scenarios and carried burdens that may never become reality. You have allowed tomorrow's worries to steal today's peace. I want something different for you. I want you to experience the freedom that comes from trusting me one day at a time. Not next year, not next month, not 10 years from now. Today. Because when you focus on today, you begin to see the small ways I am already caring for you. You begin to notice the blessings that fear made you overlook. You begin to recognize the evidence of my faithfulness all around you. My beloved child, think about all the times I have already brought you through difficult seasons. There were challenges you thought would break you, yet you survived. There were losses that felt unbearable, yet you endured. There were moments when you believed you had reached the end of your strength, yet somehow, strength appeared when you needed it most. That was not luck. That was not coincidence. That was me. I have been sustaining you far longer than you realize. And if I was faithful then, why would I stop being faithful now? The same God who carried you through yesterday will carry you through tomorrow. The same God who opened doors before can open doors again. The same God who healed wounds before can heal wounds again. The same God who provided before can provide again. I have not changed. My love has not weakened. My power has not diminished. My promises have not expired. You may feel different. Your circumstances may have changed. Your confidence may have been shaken, but I remain the same. And because I remain the same, you can trust me. My child, I know there are wounds in your heart that still need healing. Some came from rejection. Some came from betrayal. Some came from disappointment. Some came from words spoken carelessly by people whose opinion should never have carried so much weight. There are moments from your past that still hurt when you remember them. There are memories that continue to affect how you see yourself. There are experiences that left scars deeper than anyone else realizes. But hear me carefully. Those wounds are not your identity. Those painful experiences are not your destiny. Those scars are not proof that you are damaged beyond repair. They are proof that you survived. And now I want to heal what remains. Healing is not always instant. Sometimes it happens gradually. Sometimes it happens quietly. Sometimes It happens one layer at a time. But do not mistake gradual healing for absent healing. Even now, I am working within you. I am helping you release bitterness. I am helping you release regret. I am helping you release shame. I am helping you release the belief that your future must be limited by your past. You are not who you used to be. You are not the person defined by old mistakes. You are not trapped in old seasons. You are growing. You are changing. You are becoming stronger, wiser, and more resilient than you realize. My beloved child, there is something beautiful about the way I work. I do not waste pain. I do not waste tears. I do not waste difficult seasons. What the enemy meant to discourage you, I can use to strengthen you. What was intended to break your spirit can become part of your testimony. What seemed like an ending can become the beginning of a greater purpose. One day, you will look back and see how even the hardest moments contributed to who you became. You will see how your struggles taught you compassion. You will see how your waiting taught you patience. You will see how your disappointments taught you resilience. You will see how your loneliness taught you to seek my presence more deeply. Nothing has been wasted. Even now, pieces of your story that seem disconnected are being woven together into something meaningful. You do not need to understand every detail. You only need to trust the one who sees the entire picture. My child, I know there are dreams in your heart that you have almost given up on. Dreams you stopped talking about. Dreams you stopped praying for. Dreams you quietly placed on a shelf because disappointment convinced you they would never happen. But I want you to know that I have not forgotten those dreams. I know every desire that aligns with the purpose I placed within you. I know every hope you still carry. And while not every dream unfolds exactly the way you imagined, do not assume that delay means denial. Sometimes I protect dreams until the right season arrives. Sometimes I strengthen you before I release what you are asking for. Sometimes I prepare the blessing by preparing the person who will receive it. So do not lose hope. Do not stop believing. Do not stop trusting. Your story is still unfolding. Your future is still being written, and the best chapters are not necessarily behind you. In many ways, they are still ahead. Comment, I trust your plan, Lord, if you believe that I am working behind the scenes even when you cannot see it. Because in the next part, I want to reveal something that many people overlook. The reason your waiting season may be far more valuable than you realize. My child, there is something I need you to understand before you continue. The battles you have been facing are not proof that I have abandoned you. They are not evidence that your future has been canceled. They are not signs that your prayers have gone unheard. The enemy wants you to believe that every delay means defeat, every setback means failure, and every closed door means the end of your story. But I tell you the truth. What you are experiencing now is only a chapter, not the conclusion. You have looked at your circumstances and wondered if things will ever change. You have stared at situations that seemed impossible and asked yourself how anything good could come from them. You have watched opportunities disappear. You have watched plans collapse. You have watched people leave. You have watched dreams sit untouched for longer than you expected. Yet through all of it, I have remained faithful. Even when you could not see me, I was working. Even when you could not hear me, I was speaking. Even when you could not feel me, I was holding you. The greatest mistake you can make is judging your future by your present circumstances. What you see today is not all that exists. There are things happening beyond your vision. There are doors being prepared that you cannot yet see. There are answers already moving toward you. There are blessings already carrying your name. I know there were moments when disappointment settled heavily upon your heart. Moments when you prayed with expectation, only to watch nothing happen. Moments when you thought this would be the breakthrough, only to face another delay. Moments when you tried to remain hopeful, but secretly felt exhausted. I saw every one of those moments. I saw the courage it took for you to keep believing. I saw the strength it took for you to keep moving. I saw the faith it took for you to keep praying. You often underestimate how far you have come. You focus on what has not happened yet, while forgetting everything you have already survived. Look at yourself, my child. There were seasons you thought would break you completely, yet here you are. There were storms you believed you would never escape, yet you made it through. There were nights when you felt surrounded by darkness, yet morning still came. You are stronger than you realize, because I have been strengthening you. You are still standing, because my hand has been upon you. You are still moving forward, because my grace has carried you. I know the questions that still live inside your heart. I know the worries that return late at night. I know the concerns you try to hide from everyone else. I know the fears you do not speak aloud, because you do not want anyone to know how deeply they affect you. But nothing is hidden from me. You do not have to pretend with me. You do not have to act strong when you feel weak. You do not have to hide your tears. You do not have to hide your doubts. Come to me exactly as you are. Bring me your fears. Bring me your confusion. Bring me your disappointment. Bring me your uncertainty. I am not waiting for you to become perfect before I help you. I am not waiting for you to have all the answers before I guide you. I am not waiting for you to be fearless before I strengthen you. I meet you exactly where you are. Many times you have believed that your weakness disqualifies you. But your weakness is often the very place where my strength becomes most visible. When you finally reach the end of your own ability, you begin to discover the power of my presence. You have carried burdens that were never meant to rest upon your shoulders. You have tried to control outcomes that were never yours to control. You have worried about situations that are already in my hands. Release them. Let go of the need to understand everything. Let go of the pressure to figure everything out. Let go of the fear that if you stop worrying, everything will fall apart. Your worry has never sustained you. My faithfulness has. Your anxiety has never protected you. My hand has. Your fear has never created solutions. My wisdom has. You spend so much energy trying to predict tomorrow that you forget I am already there. Before you arrive at the next chapter of your life, I am already present within it. Before the next challenge appears, I already know how it ends. Before the next opportunity opens, I have already prepared the way. Nothing surprises me. Nothing catches me off guard. Nothing is beyond my reach. My child, there are blessings coming into your life that will remind you why the waiting was necessary. There are moments ahead that will make sense of things that currently confuse you. There are answers that will arrive at exactly the right time, not because I forgot you, not because I was late, but because my timing is perfect. You often see only the waiting. I see the preparation. You see the delay. I see the development. You see the obstacle. I see the opportunity. What feels like a setback today may become the very thing that protects you tomorrow. What feels like disappointment now may later reveal itself as mercy. What feels like a closed door may simply be my way of guiding you towards something better. Trust me, even when you do not understand. Trust me, even when the path seems unclear. Trust me, even when answers are delayed. Trust me, even when your emotions tell you otherwise. Because I see what you cannot see. I know what you do not know. I understand what you cannot yet understand. The future I have for you is not built upon fear. It is not built upon failure. It is not built upon the opinions of other people. It is built upon my promises. People may doubt you. People may misunderstand you. People may underestimate you. But I know who you are. I know the purpose I placed within you. I know the gifts I have given you. I know the future I have prepared for you. Never allow the voices around you to become louder than my voice within you. The world may tell you that you are not enough. I tell you that you are deeply loved. The world may tell you that you have failed. I tell you that your story is still being written. The world may tell you that it is too late. I tell you that I am still working. The world may tell you to give up. I tell you to keep going. You have come too far to stop now. You have survived too much to quit now. You have overcome too much to surrender now. What I started in your life, I will complete. The journey may not look the way you expected, but that does not mean it is wrong. Sometimes the path to your purpose takes unexpected turns. Sometimes growth happens in places you never wanted to visit. Sometimes the lessons that transform you most come through experiences you never would have chosen. Yet I waste nothing. Every lesson has purpose. Every season has value. Every struggle can produce strength. Every challenge can produce wisdom. Every difficulty can deepen your faith. Nothing in your life is meaningless when it is placed in my hands. Even the painful parts can become beautiful. Even the broken parts can be restored. Even the lost years can be redeemed. Even the deepest wounds can heal. That is what I do. I restore. I rebuild. I renew. I redeem. You do not have to carry the weight of yesterday any longer. Stop allowing old mistakes to define who you are. Stop replaying failures that I have already forgiven. Stop living as though your worst moment is your permanent identity. You are not defined by what happened to you. You are not defined by your mistakes. You are not defined by your disappointments. You are defined by my love. You are defined by my grace. You are defined by my purpose. Your past may explain some of your pain, but it does not determine your future. I am doing something new. Can you feel it? The stirring within your spirit. The hope returning. The strength awakening. The peace settling where fear once lived. That is not an accident. That is my presence. I am reminding you that your best days are not necessarily behind you. There is still joy ahead. There is still purpose ahead. There is still healing ahead. There is still victory ahead. Do not let temporary circumstances convince you that permanent defeat has arrived. The chapter is changing. The season is shifting. The story is moving forward, and you are moving with it. My beloved child, I know there have been moments when you felt forgotten. Moments when you looked around and wondered why everyone else seemed to be moving forward, while you remained stuck. Moments when comparison stole your peace and convinced you that you were falling behind. But you are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. Your journey is unique because your calling is unique. I am not writing someone else's story through your life. I am writing yours. And what I am writing is beautiful. One day, you will look back and realize that the delays taught you patience. The struggles taught you strength. The waiting taught you trust. The hardships taught you dependence upon me. You will see that even the difficult chapters carried hidden gifts. You will understand that I was preparing you for things greater than you could imagine. Until then, keep walking, keep trusting, keep believing, keep praying, keep hoping. Do not allow discouragement to become your permanent residence. Do not build your home in disappointment. Do not let fear decide your future. Lift your eyes higher. Look beyond what is immediately in front of you. Remember who walks beside you. Remember whose hands hold your future. Remember whose voice calls you loved. Because I am with you. I have always been with you. And I will never leave you. The road ahead may still contain challenges, but it also contains my presence. It contains my guidance. It contains my protection. It contains my provision. You do not walk alone. You never have. You never will. So take another step forward. Take a deep breath. Release the fears that have been weighing you down. Release the burdens that have exhausted your heart. Release the worries that have stolen your peace. Place them into my hands. Let me carry what you were never meant to carry. Let me strengthen what has grown weary. Let me heal what has been wounded. Let me restore what has been lost. Because I am not finished with your story. Not even close. The chapters ahead contain blessings you cannot yet see, growth you cannot yet imagine, and joy that will one day overflow from your heart. Hold on a little longer. Trust a little deeper. Believe a little stronger. The breakthrough you have been praying for is closer than you realize. The healing you desire is closer than you think. The peace you seek is already reaching toward you. And through it all, my love remains constant, unchanging, unfailing, endless. You are my child. You are deeply loved. You are carefully guided. You are safely held. And no matter what happens next, never forget this truth. I am with you. I am for you. And I am leading you into a future filled with hope.